How's it going today, guys? We're gonna go explore some more. Just to see what else is around, you know what I mean? So let's get to it. Try not to rant. This is gonna be a long video, but it's gonna be a exploration focused video. So yeah. Also, if the video ends up being super long, I'm gonna post the raw and then I'm gonna do some learning on editing, see if I can't cut it down to some major points or major visuals, stuff like that. But for right now, we're gonna get out onto the highway and we're just gonna make a turn and adventure around, see what leads us. I also set my camera to the opposite side of the bike, so it'll bring a little more of the picture and a little less of the brake line into the image. I mean, it's still there, but it's not as bad. Yeah. I hate when traffic pops up out of nowhere on you on a blind curb. Slow down there, Chief. There's people on the road there. They're carefree, walking in the road, don't care back there. Alright, so we got a lot of blind corners on this road. I mean, there's not a lot, but most of the corners are blind in a sense, so we're going to stick to middle of the road just to ensure, in case there's debris on the outside of the road, we're not in the way of it. In case there's a vehicle coming from the opposite direction, which you can check as you go, you're not in their way. Got a nice Dodge Challenger behind me who apparently thinks I'm going slow. Speed limit's 30 on this road, so. Also, with this camera angle, you're not going to exactly be able to see how fast I'm going anymore. But I promise you I'm not speeding, because it's not like me. Sport bikers. Saw that grass on the road just now. Make sure you be mindful of grass clippings on the road. They tend to be in your way. And they will cause traction loss. I'm on a dual sport, not as big of an issue. So just be mindful of stuff like that. Always try and keep your eye on the terrain ahead when it's dark. I know it's a little hard to do that. Do the best you can. So, yeah. I think today's just going to be focused on safety talks. Making sure you're safe on the road at all times. So we're just going to go down this way, look for a road. I think we're going to pick on the left side. Just go down it for a bit, see what's down there. Get the visual. Actually, not even going the speed limit right now. I've got to pick up my pace a little. So when you're on freeway roads like this, you want to kind of adapt a left lane, right lane positioning. Position yourself in a position of safety where you feel you have an escape route at all times. It's like in this instance, I'm staying on the right edge of the road here, not going off the road, but just staying on the edge. You can kind of see where there's tire lines in the road itself, where the larger vehicles travel that path a lot. Try and stay in one of those path lines because that's where you're going to find the least amount of debris in your way. Wow, that was a nice retired Hummer back there, passing by. So with that in mind, the only times you should really ride the center of the road in your lane is if there's debris on the road. Otherwise, you should always try and stick to one of these traveled path points for safety reasons. You know, like I said, you're less likely to pick up a screw or something in the road if you stay in the travel path of larger vehicles and whatnot. heard a lot of people say, oh, just ride the center of the road, it's easiest. Don't do that. It's not. It's a poor position of safety. If you come up to a stop, and this applies towards any road, not necessarily highways and freeways, but if you come up towards a stop and a car behind you don't see you stopped, and you're in the center, and there's a car in front of you, what happens when you get hit? You're going to go straight in that car in front of you, and now you're going to become a motorcycle sandwich. You don't want to be a motorcycle sandwich, so either position yourself left of the lane, or right of the lane. Like I said, on roads like this, right of the lane is easiest because you can get off of the road. Yes, it's dangerous to get off the lane there because there's a lot of debris like screws and whatnot that'll catch your tire, but I'd rather catch a flat tire than catch a hospital bill. Alright, let's see, is there any good roads to turn down up here just to go on an adventure? I try not to turn right because right leads to the military base, and well, I can get on the military base. I'm not wearing the attire for the military base, and I really don't have a reason to go on the base. So I'm just looking for roads on the left side of the road that I can just cut down an adventure. So far, I haven't seen one that I really want. I haven't seen one I haven't been down, I guess is what I should say. There's one I haven't been down. I do a U-turn up, cut down that way, see what's down there. It looks kind of fun. So yeah, position safety is important at all times. Oh, look at that, another Hummer. Okay, that must not be retired. Those must be actual military issue. Yeah, I see a service member in there. Those are actually issued, not retired. I thought that last one was retired. I guess they're just moving old cargo around. And I did inspect my bike. It has been a week since my last inspection. I did inspect my bike, make sure it's all safe and good. It's all safe and good. We're good there. We're going to turn here and just see what's down this road. Lots of lovely traffic around, just zooming by. So we're going to... And even these, like, middle Meriden sections here, they're chock full of screws and whatnot. So you always got to be eyes on for that. See, now I'm going to take a moment before I cross over. And then again, I'm not really sure that's a road I want to take. It's looking dirty. So I'm going to take a moment to cross over because there's a blind Meriden to my right on the road. I can't see over it. I don't know if the traffic's coming. It's been a minute now. Looks like we might be safe. We're going down this road anyway, just because we can. I mean, what's really stopping us? Except for that dog that's barking. Oh, some chickens. That's cool. I mean, third gear, it's a dirt road. Again, stick to the travel path points. You'd think they'd have a paved road up this way, but nope. Oh, nice and dirty. I have not brought this bike off-road often. We did go to one shooting range because our primary shooting range was closed one day, and that road was terrible. I wish I could say I'm comfortable on dirt right now, but not really. Been off-road a couple times, not on this bike. Alright, so this just loops around. Looks like it goes straight down that way as well, but that's someone's living space, so we're not going to go that way. And it looks like this just loops around and goes back to the main road. Pretty little rural spot, though. I like it. Road's a little thin, though. I'm not gonna lie, road's a little thin, though. Need to put some meat on this road. There's lovely houses out here, though. That house I just passed by and this one right here, lovely looking houses. Looks like we're forced to make a right turn here. That was a lovely little experience. That was a nice little road. Okay, so still blind, so I'm gonna give it a moment, make sure nothing peeks over the edge there, and we're gonna go. I think we're gonna continue down the road we were going, so we're gonna cut into this lane here and make ourselves a turn here. On the way back, we're gonna check that other road because we're gonna come back the same way we went. At least on this side, it's not blind. There's a lot of traffic. I'm not sure why any of it's in the right lane, but it is what it is. I gotta get pace quick because there's more cars coming. Notice my bike after 600 miles here driven, my bike starts to make a slight rattle noise. I'm seeing some videos online of there road there too. Might check that out later. Seen a lot of videos online about 5,000 mile rattle, not a 500 mile rattle, so I'm wondering if that's an issue, the rattle noise, but I will look into that myself later. Now I'm just going to keep going this way and venture around for a bit. Enjoy the day. I was supposed to be at work. I went in. Coworker tried to tell me I didn't do my job yesterday, even though I'm very particular about my job. And I told him I'm not going to sit here and be told I didn't do my job when I know what I've done. And they said, well, if that's how you feel, you can go home for the day. And I'm like, that's fine by me. I don't need it. So that's why we're just going to enjoy the ride. Not even mad at them. Don't really care. That's just the attitude I have. So instead, make a new video on here for you guys to watch. So we're in a 65 mile per hour zone. That's a whole new ballpark. Anything could happen to your bike at high speeds. So you always want to inspect your bike beforehand, make sure your suspension's good, because your front suspension can get wobbly pretty easily, especially if you don't have the right weight load on it. So my bike, I've noticed at 70, which even now at 67 miles per hour, my front tire will start to wobble. And I think that's personally just probably my riding position, because if I lean forward and put weight on the front tire, it no longer wobbles. So I don't see how I adjusted myself forward, and now it's no longer wobbling at speed. So I make that adjustment to bring more pressure load to the front tire, because this is a kind of bike where you can really position yourself anywhere at lower speeds, but at higher speeds, position is going to sort of matter. So in my case, I brought myself forward and I applied weight to the front. So at 67 miles per hour I'm going right now, that wobble is gone, whereas it would be present if I was in my original position. On sport bikes, you're not going to get that. You don't have that option. But those bikes are engineered for speed, whereas my bike is not. So this is more of a PSA for dual sports and dirt bike style bikes, where the huge front tire with knobby style tiring on it. Bring yourself forward if you're finding yourself wobbling at tops or at higher speeds, and it might correct itself. The wobble itself isn't super aggressive, it's just concerning for me as a new rider to this bike. So I figured out how to address said situation myself, brought myself forward on positioning, and it went away. There's a couple of roads I could have turned down back there. I wish I could say I was paying attention to that, but I was paying attention to getting rid of that wobble first. So, plus I'm kind of by myself on the road right now, so I don't have to focus entirely on the road. I can focus on what's in front of me, but not traffic, because there is none around me. So that's pretty nice that sometimes when you're on these roads where you're just kind of cruising by yourself and you can focus on making sure you're not poorly positioned on the road. Let's have a look, see what's here. I'm going to bring my position back to where I was, because this area is not going to be a speed zone. Alright, clear across. Speed limit's 25 through here, so we're going to abide by that, as we've never been down this road before. We're going to ensure that we aren't exceeding any speed limits while we go, so that, as I've said, never been down the road before, we can familiarize ourselves with the road as we go. And we got some blind corners on this road, so I'm going to middle it up. And as I come into a clearing where I can see, I'm going to unmiddle myself and pick a corner. This is a dual sport. It can go off-road if I have to, for safety. I can cut off-road. Some lovely structures out here. Not necessarily buildings, but structures in general. Like, not housing, I guess. The structures in general, they're beautiful out here. And I'm in love with this area because of the fact that it's forest roads almost entirely. So you get to cruise through these lovely forest sceneries and just enjoy, one, the temperature, because going through here, the temperature's at least 15 degrees Fahrenheit colder than out on the open road like I was. Like, I'm feeling cooler right now, temperature-wise, just turning off onto this road than I was on the freeway there. The main focus of this channel is going to be safety, but as well adventure. Always be willing to go on an adventure. If you have no plans and you still want to get out there on your motorcycle and ride, you don't have to have a plan. Just do what I'm doing right now. Pick a road, go down it, see what's down that road. You've never been down it before, that's even better. So now I'm out on an adventure down this road I've never been before. Just enjoying it. Also, what do you guys think about going live on YouTube? Sorry, it's 17 minutes into the video and I'm asking this question. Not very many people like to watch videos for 17 minutes long. But I figured I'd ask. What do you guys think about me going live on YouTube and just, instead of posting a video like this, just streaming a video for you guys to watch? And you just ride along with me as I go. It's going to be a little more dangerous to do for paying attention to chats if people are in there chatting with me, but I can always have, like, I think a slow mode is available on there. I'm not really sure. And I can always, if it should save on there, I'm sure. So I can always watch it back later. My only concern is connectivity issues. If I go down a dead road and lose the stream, that's a problem. Oh man, this area is lovely. I gotta be mindful of my fuel. I'm 1 bar above half a tank, so I gotta make sure I don't go too far away from a gas station as I cruise around. I didn't bring any extra fuel with me. I usually have a 1-gallon tank with me. I always recommend having a 1-gallon tank with you if you are adventuring or exceeding the range of your living space. That way, say like for my trip to Indiana, right? I'm going to have that gallon tank on there, but I'm going to stop every 100 miles. I know this bike will get, as you can see, I think, see it right there, 72.8 miles per gallon right now. But it'll go up to, I've had it 77. Going slow like this will bring that up, but going fast won't. So I think I can get around 70 miles per gallon, which is 140 miles per fill up with a half-gallon reserve on the bike. I know it has a half-gallon reserve on it just in case, but I don't plan to exceed that. So, alright, we're coming up on a stop here with a turn. I think I'm just going to turn right and go adventure some more. If I get lost, I get lost. I'll find my way back. Road's clear. Let's go. Oh man, them people got a miniature Statue of Liberty in their yard, and they got a fenced-in front gate, but not a fenced-in yard. Makes sense. Stops vehicles, I guess. Not me. Hee, I can get in there. Not going to, I'm just saying I can. But, yeah, so like for my trip up to Indiana, I'm going to stop every 100 miles to refuel, stretch, take a break. Because that's the farthest I've driven on the bike so far in one go. Was the other day I went up to gun shop. I don't remember where it was. A buddy of mine took me up there. I just followed. It was about 80 miles there and back. No, 80 miles there and 80 miles back. So it was almost a 200-mile trip. And I didn't feel very much discomfort. I was watching my roommate squirm around a lot on his bike because he was riding his 650L dual sport. And I was seeing him like having to stand up every once in a while and stretch and all this other stuff. And all I really did to mitigate any discomforts on my end was change my riding position and change how my feet set on the pegs. Some people, that's all you need. So that's enough. So for me, that was enough. I think I can get, because on our way back we just did it in one trip, whereas on the way there he had to stop for gas. But I think I can get 100 miles down before I really need to stop and stretch for a minute. So I figure every 100 miles I'll stop for gas, take a break, stretch, move on again. And I guess if I have the recording capacity, I'm going to record every 100 miles and upload the video. And this will be cut into like a 10-part segment up there. And if you guys want to see the back trip as well, I can record that and upload it. I cleared up just shy of 100 gigabytes of space on my phone. My phone has a 260 gigabyte storage device on it. Like I said, I won't have a GoPro or anything, so it'll all be on my phone. I also may have to stop to charge my phone because I bought a phone charger or a USB system for my bike, and it was supposed to have arrived yesterday, and when I went to go check my mailbox, it wasn't there, so no idea about that. That was supposed to be in yesterday. According to them, it was delivered yesterday. I checked my mailbox, it wasn't there, so they told me I had to wait 20, because it's Amazon, and honestly, Amazon has fallen off the log so hard, it's not even funny. But back to the subject. It was Amazon, and they told me I had to wait till the end of today, basically, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, whereas it's, Central Standard Time for me, I think. So I have to wait till 7 p.m., even though it said 5 p.m. for them. I have to wait till 7 p.m. to chat with them about it again, for some reason. Their support used to be, we'll get right on it. It didn't deliver, okay, we'll send a new unit out or give you a refund, get it taken care of and stuff like that. They also used to have their own delivery drivers. Haven't seen an Amazon delivery driver deliver to my house in like 7 months. Not sure what's up with that either. They're a multi-billion-dollar corporation, but they can't maintain that stuff. I'm confused. Just like with Amazon Video, why do they have ads? You're a multi-billion-dollar company. Why are you putting ads on your products now? Oh, look at that. We came back out onto the freeway. Or highway, whatever you want to call it. Look at that. That is neat. So it's supposed to be delivered via USPS, which is not Amazon for some reason. We should still be good for a little while longer. I'm not running the bike too hard, so I'm gonna go this way. Come on, bike, wake up. Thank you. Big man making the delivery on the corner. Or not. Just stopping to check cargo or something. Or steal something. I don't know. Not my business. Alexandria is 34 miles away. God, I've got kind of traveled far out of my way here. But that's okay. That's part of the adventure. But, so I have to wait till 7 o'clock, which it's 6:20 now, so by the time I get home, after I stop and get gas, I'm gonna contact them again, see if they can't send out a replacement. Hopefully it'll be in the next few days when it arrives, because Wednesday I ship off to Indiana. And I kind of really need that charger, not gonna lie. Because otherwise, every time I take a break, I'm gonna have to take a break on charging my phone as well. So it's gonna extend the time of the trip from roughly 17-ish hours, depending how long I take for my breaks, to probably 20, 25 hours. And I'm really not looking for a 20 to 25 hour trip. I'm also really contemplating a job change, but I gotta make sure I find a new job before I quit the old one, because the place I work at, which if you want to know where I work, you can ask, but I'm not just gonna say it. The place I work at is going downhill really fast in terms of leadership, and it's just not a place I want to continue working at because of that fact. So I have to find employment elsewhere. And we're gonna make one more left turn, go down one more road here, and then we're gonna mosey our way back. Take that one road on the way back if we can find it before we miss it. But yeah, I'm gonna seek employment elsewhere where I can hopefully maintain the amount of money I'm making, which, let's be honest, isn't that much money. When I lived in Indiana, I was making $15 an hour at the same job I'm working here, and I'm only making $11 an hour. It's not that great. So, yeah. But, I needed that USB device so that I can charge my phone while I ride off the battery of the bike. It has a kill switch on it, so I can shut it off so it's not drawing battery power, say if I'm stopped for too long. Or if I am, for security purposes and safety purposes of the battery, if I could just disconnect it while I'm sitting still. So I'll have a set of tools. See that wobble right there? See that? That's what I'm talking about. I get that wobble in the front tire. I don't like that wobble, so I changed my position of, watch, that wobble ain't gonna come back now. I'm at the same exact speed as I was when that wobble started, which was 68 miles per hour. Where's that wobble? I'm at 71 right now. That wobble is completely gone. That's what I'm talking about right there. I don't need to go 70 miles per hour. So I'm gonna bring it back down to 65 where my speed limit is. But still, that wobble is concerning. And I think it might just be a suspension issue on the bike, which is terrible because this is a brand new bike. I haven't done anything that would cause said damage otherwise. Yeah, right here looks like a good spot. Let's go down this road. Oh yeah, that's a nice looking road. Yeah, I like it. Oh, that looks cold in there too. Don't you want to bet that's cold in there? This will be our last road. You go down. Oh yeah, doesn't that just look cold? Oh yeah, it's the immediate temperature change. Oh wow, this is a poorly paved road though. It looks smooth, but it's a one lane. I can't tell if that's dirt or, oh wow, that was so uneven. It's actually kind of scary. This road is sketchy as shit. Pardon my language. I can't tell if that's dirt on the road or if that's just the paving of the road. This is a genuine like one lane road, so I gotta really focus ahead of me on this one. When you come across roads like this where it doesn't seem like it's a 2-lane road, I think this is just a genuinely poorly paved road though. You gotta be extra focused ahead of you, especially on these blind turns. Oh, that's an abrupt turn. You know, this road is genuinely terribly paved. Like that center line is, that's a divot. Uh-oh. Hopefully this road doesn't just end ahead. Kind of awkward. Oh, there's a stop sign. Yeah, this looks like it ends. We're gonna pop a U-turn here. Looks like it's just some rural private road. Not necessarily private, but private enough that I'm not gonna continue down it. You know what I'm saying? And plus that stop sign right there says private property. Yeah. Oh yeah, this road is terrible. But that's part of the adventure. They really should put some posting up on this road. I'm not gonna lie to you. Stating, hey, this ends in the dead end. I didn't see any dead end signs anywhere or anything. Also I'm pretty sure this is a dirt road. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Pretty sure this is a dirt road. Downshift, go around the curb, make sure we're clear. That's why I'm going slow. It's 15 mile per hour speed limit zone. I'm going 10. Just for security's sake. Yeah, no listing of this being a private road in any way or whatnot, so that's confusing in every way. Hell, look, something sticking out of the ground over there. Imagine running that over. There's a person sitting on their porch staring at me. Pick up our pace and just get out of here. And there's no posting saying this is a private road in any way, shape, or form. That is just weird. Bumpy road. I didn't like that. I liked the road visually. Did not like the road comfort-wise, like security-wise. That felt sketchy on a whole new level. Alright, well, we're gonna... Well, not quite a half a tank yet. I was gonna stop at half a tank, but we still got that one road to go down if I can remember where it's at. I'm just gonna go because that traffic is coming, but they're way down the road yet. So yeah, it's been a fun adventure so far. Went down some very beautiful roads. I have noticed when I first got this bike, the shifting was kind of bad, but it's come into itself. That's part of the break-in process. Is getting the gears to smooth themselves out and connect with each other smoothly. So yeah, it's good to know the bike's breaking itself in good. And I wanted to. This is the most amount of miles I put on a motorcycle in one. Like less than a month. Like the Z125 I had, which is my starting bike, it's at 3,000 something odd miles right now, and that's after a year of riding. Whereas this has a sixth of that in 2 weeks. But I said I was going to use this bike to go to Indiana, so I needed to make sure it was broken properly beforehand, because making a 1,000-mile trip on an unbroken bike spells disaster and bad wear on the bike itself. So it's always important if you get a new bike, and I mean brand new, not just new to you, that you make sure that it gets broken before you ride it hard or for very long distances. I do apologize for these long videos about ranting, but this video has been main focused on safety, so. I did get some feedback. It hasn't been in the comment section of any of my videos, but family members who've watched the videos that I make, I did get feedback from them. They say go for it on recording the trip up there, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And that's why I ended up making a lot of space on my phone. I got rid of pictures, videos, content that just was irrelevant to have on my phone anymore. To make space for recording long distances. traveled about 20 miles so far. I'm wearing a shirt with a folding neckline thingy. I don't remember. Collar. Yeah, a folded collar, and it's kind of flapping in the wind on the helmet. Sorry if you can hear that. The only downside to this bike, which is prevalent on my roommates when I used to ride it, the exhaust gets hot. And the exhaust is on the right side next to your leg. It has a heat shield on it, but the amount of heat that comes off of the exhaust itself generally heats the area. So my right leg gets warm pretty damn quickly once the bike gets up to temperature. Which I did spray the exhaust down with high heat paint, and this is the hottest it's been since then. And that was yesterday, so it should have been a nice braking period for the paint itself as well. I think I'm going to keep the camera for the recording stuff right there on that spot, because it seems to be the most comfortable of locations. I can glance down and see just fine, kind of thing. It's a nice dirt road over there. I didn't bring any hydration with me, and I'm kind of thirsty, so I'm gonna stop and get gas, probably pick up a drink while I'm there. And recording's gonna end once I get back in town, not when I get home, but when I get back in town. So after the recording's over, I'm gonna stop and get gas and whatnot. So I like to keep the bike on full, just for in case I need to make a trip that's longer than half a tank can get me. But we're still not down to half a tank. That's crazy. Our fuel efficiency is degrading consistently, though. That's because I'm going down this 65-mile-per-hour road. But you think it would have went up a bit going down those side roads going slow. I do think I'm going to end up missing that road that I was talking about going down, because I really don't know where it is. And to save on going down a repeat road accidentally, I'm just gonna cruise straight on back in the city, or in the town limits there. Down that road, I can tell by the curvature of it. So it's a road before that, down this way, that I hadn't been down. See, I know it's 40 minutes into the video here for me to be talking after a long pause like that, but I'm gonna get into editing, and I'm still gonna post the raw videos like this. I'm just gonna leave in the title raw, so you can watch the whole trip, and then I'm going to do editing to cut to key points on the trip whenever I figure that out. So I'm asking a buddy of mine who's into editing for tips on that. Ugh. Road conditions are bouncing. I think we went down that road, or that might have been the road I was talking about going down. Like I said, we're going to skip over it. Just going to head back into town. I'm down to half a tank now, so for the sake of not spending too much on gas during this ride. Closing notes on the video here. Riding fast is fun, but dangerous. You can go at normal speeds and still enjoy yourself. If you're a true bike rider, you're enjoying the ride, not the speed. So, like myself, I'm just enjoying this ride. It's just a comfortable ride to go down, even just this monotonous straight line road. Always make sure you have your gear, gloves, helmet, minimum. That's the absolute minimum. You should always have gloves on. You should always have your helmet on. Gloves protect your hands if you fall. A good pair of gloves will truly protect your hands, especially like the sport bike style gloves with the actual armor in them and whatnot. Always maintain your speed. Be safe as best you can. Always, and really honestly, get yourself a jacket and pants that are Kevlar lined, as that armor is pretty abrasive resistant. So if you end up off your bike at a rate of speed, you will slam across the ground, and it's not your skin that's sliding. Oh, well, there's Dollar General here. Didn't know that. Didn't see that on the way through. Wasn't paying attention, I guess. Boots instead of shoes. I have ankle-high boots on right now. They're not rated for riding, but I use them for riding because they're thick enough that they can take an abrasion pretty alright before I have to worry about my feet eating on the road. Other than that, just do your inspections at least once a week. Make sure your chain, oil, everything's good. I just changed my oil 2 videos ago, so I know that's still pretty good. I'm going under the speed limit slightly here because I'm just enjoying the ride and don't need to go that fast. I'm out of people's way. That's all that matters. Always make sure your lane positioning is good. And when you come up on stops, position yourself with an escape path in mind, so just in case a car behind you does not see you stopped, you can get out of their way. Never position yourself behind a vehicle directly. Always position yourself off to the right or left of the vehicle. That way your escape path is still clear. I would rather the car get hit from behind because it's much larger and much more rigid and solid of a vehicle than my motorcycle is. So I'm going to position myself always in a position where I can get out of the way if the vehicle behind me is not stopping or doesn't see me. What I do is I always practice when I come up to a stop, get in my position, check my mirrors while I'm stopped. Not stare into your mirror, check it. Quick glance. Quick glance. Do 2 or 3 quick glances while you're stopped. If there's a vehicle behind you that is already parked behind you stopped on the stop zone, perfect. If there isn't, you see a vehicle approaching, quick glance. Position yourself better. turn your wheel left or right, depending on which side of the vehicle in front of you you're on. Be ready to get out of the way. Always be ready to get out of the way. I've seen a lot of videos online where people are positioned, even in the correct positioning, where they're to the left or right of a vehicle, but they're in line with their wheel, not off to the left or right of their wheel. And I've seen those videos, they got hit in the rear end of their bike and it sent them forward into that vehicle. Now, the impacts have always kind of been like a throw you off your bike over the car in front of you, but not all of them are going to be that way. At some point, you will become a motorcycle sandwich, and that is not something you want, obviously. So, correct positioning is always important. When you're on freeways, highways, or double-lane roads traveling the same direction, and you have a vehicle next to you, try not to be directly next to them. Always make sure there's at least a foot of room behind or in front of you where their vehicle is positioned. And what I was taught, focus not on the car itself if it's going to change lanes, because it's not focused on you at all. Focus not on the car itself if it's going to change lanes, but on the front tire of the car. So if you suspect that car is going to change a lane and you're out of their mirror line or you're in their blind spot, focus on that front tire, because what's the first thing that's going to move on a car when it turns? It's going to be that front tire. So when you see that front tire move, back off. Always, in my opinion, there's situations where you can either back off or throttle forward. I ignore throttle forward. Always, always, always use your brakes, back off. Get out of their way. Super important. Just be out of their way. If you can count on their vehicle and they have more tires than you, they're going to win that fight. That's what I've learned. So always, always, always position yourself out of their way. Be ready to not be in their way if they decide to lane change on you. Around here, I haven't had to worry about that situation. This is a mostly a motorcycle state. So a lot of the vehicles that are larger than a motorcycle are actually really rather aware. I have only ever been really kind of cut off. Like, I can count how many times I've been kind of cut off, not fully cut off, but just kind of cut off on my hands. So that's been pretty good, and it's been pretty nice having that security, but I'm still, even with that ability and security, I'm still ever aware. Just because the other drivers can see you does not mean they're responsible for you. You are responsible for you and your own safety, period. So always position yourself where you are safe and keep the responsibility of your safety to only you. If you're riding with another group and they're zooming and speeding along and you're just trying to keep up and you pull yourself out of your comfort zone, so you're speeding now, if you get in an accident because of that, nobody's at fault but you. You're going to be mad. You're going to blame them. They're going to be like, come on, guys, you could slow down. I'm trying to speed to catch up to you guys. Get yourself a comm system, like I have here that I'm utilizing for this. Get yourself a comm system. Talk to your team. Say, hey, I'm the least experienced rider here, or hey, my bike's not as fast as your guys'. Can we ride at my pace? If they don't want to ride at your pace, then say, hey, I'm just gonna ride on my own. I'll see you where we're going. I'll see you at the destination. Never break yourself out of your comfort zone and your safety zone for others. It's not worth it. 8 times out of 10, it ends in an accident. It's not to say don't push your limits, just don't over push your limits. So like right now, I'm going 55. If I've never been 65 miles per hour, right? I'm going to be a little leery of 65 miles per hour. So I'm not going to push my limits. I'm going to stay 55 for a bit. But at some point, I need to go 60. You know what I mean? In a 65 zone, there's going to be a 65 zone. At some point, I should speed up a little bit. Overcome the fear of that speed. This is just an example. I have no problem going 80 miles per hour down these roads. I'm not going to, but I have no problem doing it. I love this roundabout. Anyway, I have no problem speeding. I just don't. For the security of myself and my property, I'm responsible for me. If I'm speeding, that's just endangering myself. any variable. Speed will always be the largest value of danger. So always position yourself in a way where you're not exceeding your limits. But when you find the opportunity, find your limit, exceed it in small increments. That's the gist of that statement, story, whatever you want to call it. I know, and I've seen a lot of videos of people who are in packs riding together. Accidents happen in those videos a lot. It's because one rider, overconfident, underskilled, 2 and 2 together, now they're in an accident. They got to file an insurance claim. Unfortunately for those guys on those videos, it's recorded. So the insurance company is going to see you done something stupid. I don't want to cover that because you done something stupid. So just know your limits. Don't stay in your limits, because we're all human and we can exceed our limits. But do it safely, do it smart. Find a group of people who aren't just speed junkies, but are gonna stick with the pack. In my opinion, if I have a pack, which I don't, it's just me and my roommate most of the time. If I ever find a group of people to ride with, I'm gonna focus on, are they group focused or are they just speed junkies, and if you don't keep up with them, oh well. You know what I mean? So I'm looking for the guys that are going to be like, if I say, hey, I don't feel comfortable, I've never been down this road, can we slow down? I'm looking for the guys that are going to say, hell yeah, brother, let's do it. Let's slow down, let's take it slow so you can acclimate to this road. And then next time we can go faster if you need to. But since you're inexperienced on this road, we're going to go slow for you. So like right here, see how I position myself off to the left of this truck? This is what I'm talking about. And as I did that, I checked my mirrors. No one's behind me. I do see vehicles coming up now, but they weren't behind me then. So I put myself in a good position of safety with a good escape route. No vehicles behind me. And I do a minimum of 2 to 3 glances. I try to glance between the light and my mirrors. So that was a good example of that right there. A lot of people like to speed through town here. I hate it. I know I said I was going to end the video when I got in town, but I guess I'm ending the video when I get to the gas station, because some examples of what I was preaching have come up. So now I have a vehicle behind me who is caught up rather quickly. He's not directly behind me. He's about 150 feet back. He knows I'm here. I can tell. But I'm always going to glance my mirror, especially through these intersections. We want to double check, make sure nobody's lane changing. This is why I stay in the left lane. A lot of lane changers are from the right lane because these are one-way roads. Turn my turn signal on, indicate I'm turning. Again, slowing down. Check my mirror, make sure he sees it. He does see it. He's slowing down. Make sure he's not in my way and I'm not in his way as I turn. Good stuff. Smooth as she goes all the way through. Bring ourselves over here to pump 1, our favorite pump. No diesel. Well, good thing I'm not on a diesel bike, right? Yeah. All right. So that was a good example of checking your mirrors when you come up to a stop and whatnot. I'm going to go in, get some gas, some drinks. I'm going to end the video here. Dang, another hour-long video. At least this one has some safety focus to it, not just me ranting. So I hope you guys enjoy the video and watch it, learn from it, gain experience. Ah, sick bike, bro. Fucking love that. I think that was a Kawasaki. He hit me with the wave. I had to hit him with the wave. That's another thing. If you see riders, wave, bro. Come on. Wave. It makes your day, it makes my day. Especially if you see me riding. Wave. Hit that wave. I love it. Seriously, I love it. But, yeah. It's going to be the end of the video, guys. Appreciate y'all for watching. Catch you on the next one.